Hey everyone, this is Ancient. There's a new show on E! Entertainment called Relatively Famous Ranch Rules. It's about 8 celebrity kids going to work at this ranch to help it reopen because it closed down during the pandemic. It starts off with the first person showing up. Her name is Tay, 31 years old, and she's the daughter of David Hasselhoff. Y'all remember him? He played on was Baywatch and some more shows I can't remember right about now. And the second person to arrive, his name is Redmond. He's 32 years old. His dad is Ray Parker Jr. You know Ray Parker Jr. Wrote and sang that song Ghostbuster in the hit movie Ghostbuster, and he got other songs as well. And the third person to arrive, her name is Hana. She's 27 years old. Her mother is Pat Benatar and dad is Neil Giraldo. They are a legendary band, a hit rock group. She was the first one to appear on MTV. And you remember that song, "Hit Me with Your Best Shot"? That's her. And I think she said her dad wrote Jesse's Girl. And the fourth person to arrive is Myles. He's 24 years old. He's Shaq and Shawnee's O'Neal son. Everybody know who Shaq is. The NBA. He played in the NBA, and now he's on. You can see him on. Is it TNT? You know when they do the halftime TNT, the post show for the NBA, something like that. And Shawnee, she's a reality TV star. And the fifth person to arrive is Evie Wright, but she just wanted to be called Evie. She's 30 years old. Eazy-E is her dad. And everybody know who that is. NWA, straight out of Compton. And the sixth person is Austin. He's 26 years old. His daddy is Billy Gunn. And his dad is a WWE Hall of Famer. And Austin also is a WWE wrestler. Following in his dad, was trying to follow in his dad's footsteps. And the seventh person is Jasmin. She's 25, and her dad is Martin Lawrence. Y'all remember the hit show Martin? And he got a lot of other movies he's starred in. And the eighth person is Harry. He's 27, I think. And his dad is Billy Bob Thornton. Everybody know him. He played in that movie with Halle Berry, Monsters Ball. And he got a lot of other movies as well. And they all out in the middle of nowhere waiting on somebody to come pick them up. And they are there to work at this ranch called the Saddleback Ranch to help get it up and running for the grand reopening. And someone shows up there to pick them up, and all of them hop on this like this long wagon with they name brand suitcases and all that stuff. And they arrive at this cabin, a nice cabin. They all run inside and go upstairs to try to find a room. And they get to this room, and all these bunk beds, about 8 bunk beds in one room. So they was feeling some kind of way, they didn't want to be sleeping in a room with people that they don't know. Somebody might be snoring, keeping them up. So I think Myles, Redmond, um, was it Harry? Yeah, I think Harry. They went back downstairs. They said they'll sleep on the couch. And I think Austin, I think he's decided to stay upstairs with the girls. And so they leave to go meet Jared and Justin, the owner of the ranch, of the Saddleback Ranch. And they get there and they was telling them about the ranch and how it's been in their family for a long time, that they took over from their dad. The dad retired, and so it's theirs, to run. And it's about 8,000. Did they say about 8,000 acre? It could be more than that, big as it is. And that they was glad they was there, that they needed their help. And but I think they was looking at them like they don't know how much help they gonna be, because they didn't look like they ever worked on a ranch or been to a ranch. They was dressed down. Shit, they had their designers on, and you can just tell they was out of place. And and then some of the ranchers, the people that worked there, was letting them know that the feeding start at 7 a.m. So really they get up, they start working at 7 a.m. And then they told them to see them in the morning. And they was like, okay. So they all went back and start cooking dinner. And, they were just sitting around talking, trying to get to know one another. And it's morning time. It's 7 a.m. And they still sleep. And I think it was what Austin was saying. He didn't get no sleep at all because somebody was snoring. It was Jasmin. They said she snored loud. They said they didn't get no sleep at all. But she was knocked out. Hana, I think she said she was almost naked sleeping, and she didn't hardly have on anything. And the camera got it all or whatever. So they leave and go meet up with they go meet up with some of the rancher. I forget her name. But anyway, it was the first thing they do in the morning chores is to feed the baby lambs and the ducks. So they had to prepare the bottle, and they was telling them don't waste the milk, because the milk was expensive. And I'm like, well, what kind of milk that is? I thought I heard somebody say something about they had some kind of condensed milk mixed in it, or maybe they was assuming. They didn't really know. But anyway, they seemed to was okay with that chore, feeding the baby lamb. Cause little old babies, they was holding them and feeding them. Then it was time for them to go mess with the ducks. So the ducks was running from one side of the pen to the other. And Myles, he was kind of scared. He's scared of birds. He said he's scared of birds. He said something ain't right about him. And then he said that the government made them. And he didn't like being near the ducks. And then after they got through doing that, Jared and Justin showed up and gave them their first task. And they told them tomorrow. No, their first task gonna start about in the afternoon, and that was to shear the sheep. And that means cut all the wool off the sheep, and if any kind of dingleberry, they call it, or fecal matter on it, they have to pull it off. And clean it off real good, because a buyer will be there within 24 hours to pick it up. and he told them they had 24 hours to shave 20 sheep. And so they started, you know, one sheep, trying to cut the wool, off it, shave the wool off it, and everybody was doing their part for the most, but Evie, she decided she was gonna hold up the one side of the wall on the barn, looking, because she had that disgust look on her face. And then they was all like, oh, they, you can see them pulling off the little dingleberries and stuff. It looked kind of gross. And then was it Tay and Hannah? Well, anyway, they think it might have been Tay. She was like, wouldn't it be better if we wash the sheep first, then shave it? And then and the boys was like, how you gonna do that? And the sheep all wet. And so they got some shampoo. Tay and Hannah, they decided to wash one sheep. And when they got through washing that sheep got the hell on. That sheep took off. They running down the hill behind the sheep trying to catch it. They couldn't catch that sheep. And finally they come on back. They said they'll get up in the morning and go look for the sheep. So they did. I think they did about they almost finished up all of them except probably a couple of them. So they going back to the house, and then they start cooking food and drinking. And Harry was having some kind of issue, social anxiety, and he said he drinks a lot when he's around a group of people because he feel like he need to try to fit in by drinking because of his social, anxiety. And he was saying that he had been in the hospital a couple of times, I guess because of his drinking or maybe the anxiety. He didn't quite say, but I guess the drink is not good for him. And that was about it. Then come early in the morning, Tay and Hannah, they get up because they got to go find their sheep. And they drove around to a couple of other nearby farms, and they was asking, have you seen a sheep? And then they was like, well, I guess one of them wanted to know what it looked like. They said a sheep, looked like a sheep. And then they show the guys, the rest of the group back at the farm finishing up. And then next thing you know, here come Hannah. Here come Hannah and Tate with the other sheep. And they was like, well, where did you find it? They stopped by another man's house and asked him, did he see a sheep come by? And he said, yeah, that he had one too many. And he told them, you can go over there and look and see if that's your sheep. And then he was like, I don't know how y'all gonna tell. They over there smelling the sheep's butt because one of them they washed with shampoo. And then they found one, and I think it was Tay telling Hannah, here, smell. This our sheep right here, because they can smell the shampoo, and I guess the rest of them asses didn't smell too good. And the man, he couldn't do nothing but laugh, but it was funny. So they head on back over there to the farm with the sheep. So that what happened, about the sheep. And then Jared Jared and Justin and the guy that was purchasing the wool, he showed up and they was pleased with everything. The wool was clean and bagged and ready for the man. And they completed their task. And and that was it. They did a good job and Justin and Jared told them since they did a good job and they completed their task that they had to they get a chance to go out on the town tonight. You know, go into town and enjoy, but just know in the morning you got work. So that's about it. I think the show I think it's gonna be a good show. You can tell a couple of them never did hard labor or chores. I think Myles, he probably won't last long. Maybe him or Evie. And I think all of them gonna have some kind of challenges out there on the ranch. But I think it's gonna be a good show. And oh, I forgot. Oh, Evie and Austin had got to arguing when they was shaving the sheep because Evie didn't want to do shit. So that that might be another problem as well later on. Evie don't want to do nothing. So that's all I have. See you.